The search for purpose, it can take up so much of our lives, especially as young people. We go out and we go into the world searching for what we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to be, who we are. Many people go out travelling, they go and try and find themselves. Why do we do that? Why do we chase purpose? Why do we look for it outside in the world? Purpose comes from within. And this is a lesson that took me many, many years to learn. I spent a lot of time going out trying to find my purpose in my work, in my relationships, in pleasure that I could experience in the world. And all of it was just a bit meaningless. It was a bit unfruitful. It didn't fill me up. It didn't give me that sense of purpose that I was looking for. It maybe kept me entertained for a while, maybe feel good for a while, but none of it set me in the direction that I needed to go. None of it gave me that get up and go, that excitement for life that I felt like I was just missing. It wasn't until I came to a place where I was at my lowest that I started to realise purpose doesn't come from the external. It comes from ourselves. It comes from the internal. Because I'd gotten to a point where I had just had everything stripped away from me, really. And I was at a really low breaking point. I found that it was the simple things in life, doing some exercise, going for a walk, praying, meditating, reading, journaling, resting. It was in that I started to understand myself more. I started to understand who I was, why I was here. Sometimes you have to reach that breaking point before you can, grow from it. You have to spend so long groping around in the dark for purpose before you realise that it comes from in here, and that perhaps there's work that you need to do on yourself to fill that inner reservoir up until it comes to a point where your purpose just flows out of you. And that's certainly what happened with me. It took me until I realised that, I was trying to put this purpose out there, but I wasn't actually filling it up inside me. I wasn't doing the things that I needed to sustain me, to regenerate me, to get me to a point where that purpose came out and was overflowing. I constantly just was sort of, having a drink or, watching some TV or whatever it was to try and put a bit of that purpose, put a bit of that clarity, that, I don't know, whatever it was, whatever it is for you, trying to fill myself up with those external things. And until I made that switch, until I made the decision that the external wasn't going to do for me what I wanted it to do. It hadn't been working for years. I had to turn my attention inwards. That I realised, this is the way. Why didn't anyone tell me this earlier? And so, as I started to build back up and implemented those healthy habits that I mentioned earlier, working out, journaling, meditating, praying, reading, doing creative things in my life, that I suddenly realised, this is what I've been looking for all along. And so if you find yourself in a similar place to me, a place where perhaps you feel like you've gone out into the world to try and find your purpose, and you've been searching around in the dark for a long while and nothing's really clicked, nothing's really worked, then perhaps it's time for you to turn your attention inwards. And to help you, I've made a short guide. It's called The Simple Living Blueprint. It's linked in the description, completely free. And it's the exact system that I used and I still use on a day-to-day basis to fill that inner well with purpose. It helps me to find the clarity, the direction, the purpose that I need in life, just through doing some very simple daily habits. It all helps to build me up and to fulfill me in a way that then means I can go out into the world full of that energy and that purpose that I lacked for so many years. I hope that helps, and until next time, take care. God bless.